What's going on, guys? It's Asal, and we are finally at 5,000 subscribers, and I am just overjoyed. Thank you guys so much. The biggest thank you from the bottom of my heart, guys. I don't really know what to say. It's a lot of people to be watching my videos, and just a big thank you to you guys. It really does mean a lot to me. So for each and every one of you that have ever watched any one of my videos, thank you so much. It really does mean so much to me. So what we're going to be doing in this video is we're going to be answering the questions that you guys have asked me in the previous video. So we're going to jump right into that. Okay, question number 1 comes from Vizu Onyx. I have 3 questions. I hope they are not too personal. Number 1, how old are you? Number 2, where do you live? Just the country. And number 3, what is your favorite game? And also, your cat is cute. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will pass that along to my cat. I think she's actually outside right now playing in the sun. So how old am I? I am 20 years old. Where do I live? I live in Canada, which I am very proud of. I'm very proud to be Canadian and not American. Nothing against Americans, but I'm just glad that I'm Canadian. I'll let you think of that what you will. What is my favorite game? I make videos on Battlefield, but I don't know if I would say Battlefield is my favorite game. And kind of like the broader scheme of my life, I'd probably have to say that Halo is my favorite game, just because it was just a big part of my high school life growing up, and it was just a lot of memories there. So I'd have to say Halo for the favorite game. Next question comes from Jerdude1. Hey man, awesome to see you almost at 5,000. We're at 5,000 now. I remember looking for people making Titanfall videos back when the game first came out, and that's how I found your channel. Anyways, for a question, what motivates you to create content when you feel like you're in a creative slump or you have writer's block except YouTube videos? Thanks for reading this, and I hope you keep growing. Your quality is fantastic, and you are very entertaining. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love reading stuff like that from you guys. What do I do when I get creative block, I guess? I wouldn't really say that I do. I have like a very long list in my mind of videos that I want to make, but a lot of the time the videos, either the ideas, they're not that great, or I don't have time, and sometimes, you're right, sometimes I don't feel motivated, and usually that's just because I'm just kind of not playing a lot of games at the moment. Usually when it comes to not making videos, it's because I'm not playing the game. When I'm playing the game, my brain is going, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. There's just so many ideas in my head, and they're not all great, but some of them are great, but a lot of them aren't. But as far as ideas go, Battlefield, there's a lot of stuff to cover in the game. So as far as the game goes, I don't really find that I ever have a hard time thinking of video ideas. I guess when I initially started, I did, and I kind of took ideas from a lot of other YouTubers, and I wasn't really all that original, but lately I've been trying to be more original with my content. So do I get creative block? Not really. It's more that I just get kind of bored of playing games and stuff, because I kind of go from like phases where I'll play one game, then another game, then another game. But anyways, that's kind of how I feel in that regard. Next question comes from Bob Merrick 3. What was the first video game you played that made you think, wow, this is amazing? So that's a good question, actually. Now, when I first started gaming, I had like Nintendo, like handheld things, and my first console was actually a Wii. I was kind of late to the party and stuff. The first game that I really was just like, wow, was probably Zelda the Twilight Princess, just because I was playing this game, and it was the first time I'd ever really played a game that had like a true open world experience, and I was kind of blown away just how big everything was, that there was no loading screens, you could just go everywhere, and the world was just so massive, and to me that was pretty incredible. But then also, when I started playing on Xbox, I went to my friend's house one time and I played Halo for the first time, and that was also a pretty exciting experience. So when I was just playing, and I was like, wow, like, I love this game. This is so much fun. So those are probably 2 defining moments, I guess, I've had in my gaming career, if you would call it that. But yeah, so Twilight Princess and Halo, honestly. Next question comes from Lankford Dickinson 1. What are all of the things on the right of you, and what is your kitty's name? The next question, very similar, from Disco Garrett. What are the diploma things up on your wall? Nice job if they're diplomas. Next question from Dat Scatterbrain 1. Keep up the great work, mate. And what are those certificate looking things behind you? So they're talking about those things up there. They're wondering what those are. Apparently a lot of people really needed to know what they were. I was wondering, that'd be funny if people asked what they were, and 3 people did. Basically what they are, they're from high school. Basically they're to say I got good grades in high school. If you must know, they're high honor roll certificates, if you absolutely must. And the one, you can't see it, but there's another one up there, is actually a scholarship. Next question comes from AKA Art1. When did you first start uploading videos to YouTube? Also, what year of university am I in? I first started uploading videos to YouTube in September 2003. Now that was a year and a half ago. Not quite, a little more than a year and a half ago. No, about a year and a half ago. That sounds about right. Yeah, basically I was watching videos from other YouTubers on Battlefield videos. This was when I first started playing Battlefield, and I was like, man, these guys' videos aren't that, like, it's not that they're not great, but I feel like I could do better than these guys. So I jumped on and I started making videos. They weren't that great. You know what? Let's just take a moment and let's jump back to video number 1 for a second here.
Welcome guys, this is Asal, and this is going to be my very first Battlefield 3 video. Now to start things off, I'd just like to point out that I'm not a Battlefield 3 player.
So it's a little bit different. I feel like I've kind of improved upon my commentary skills a bit, but it was a good start. I mean, I don't think it was a bad start by any means, but that's kind of how I started, or when I started making videos on YouTube. And what year of university am I in? I am in my 3rd year of university. I'll probably finish in another 2 or 3 years, kind of depends on there. Yeah, 3rd year of university, and I'm studying computer science if you wanted to know that as well. Next question comes from Chaos Rising 1. 2 questions. Would you rather be super skinny or super fat? And as a Battlefield director, what features would you put in place to make a perfect game? First question I think is pretty easy. I would rather be super skinny than super fat. Just, I don't know, I mean, they're not, neither one is really healthy, but I feel like being skinnier is probably a little healthier than being fat. What would I do as a Battlefield director, to make a perfect game? I don't know. I mean, I'm not a game director. I don't know what they do. Maybe they already do this, but I would probably put in place some kind of, like, community suggestions thread and make it in some kind of like official format where like people could vote on things and like vote for features that they really want to see. And I would do this like before, like from day one, I would do this to make sure that like features that people actually want get into the game. Because I mean, I know they want to make money, I know they want to pound things out like super fast, but you know, there's just, I don't know. I mean, I know you can't make everyone happy with a game, but I think I would try to listen to the community a little more. Again, I'm not a game developer, maybe this is happening every day, but you know, that's just what I think I would do personally. That might be different when I actually became a Battlefield director, but that's kind of my initial take on it. Next question comes from Congo Basin on Twitter. What is your favorite video game soundtrack and why? That's a good question, though for me it's a pretty easy one to answer. I'd probably have to say my favorite video game soundtrack would be the Halo soundtrack, just because they're just so good. I mean, like, I don't really know how to say why, other than to tell you to go listen to them, just because they're so good. I feel like a lot of the time video game soundtracks are kind of, sometimes they can be good, but you don't really even hear them a lot of the time in the game. But just like going back to like Halo 3, like the final mission when you're like driving through all this like exploding stuff, and there's just like one final effort, I believe the song is called, playing in the background. I learned it on piano. I was pretty obsessive. Just like, it's so epic. It has to be Halo. Next question comes from Mitch LOL57. What is or was your life goal, and how will you complete it? That's a pretty profound and deep question. My life goal, honestly, I'm not really sure if I know at this point. I want to finish my education. I want to get a job. I want to get a house. I want to have a family. You know, like pretty straightforward stuff. I wouldn't say I have any crazy goals, like I want to become like a CEO or anything. I just want to, you know, start a career, like, you know, make good money. And like, you know, I think that a lot of people put a little too much focus on careers in life. I mean, it's great to have a good career. You need to make money, but at the same time, you know, I don't think it's right to, you know, put all your focus on your career and move away and leave friends and family. I'm not saying that everyone does that, but I just think personally, I don't think a career is as important to me as for some people. I'm more focused on, like, you know, the little things like friends and family and, you know, having fun along the way in life. Next question comes from Quality Muffin 1. Congratulations, Asal. I love your content, mate. Question, how old are you? What do you do for a living? And is your big dream to make a living out of YouTube? Also, who is the best YouTuber from Norway? Don't give me the wrong answer, man. First, I'll do the last one first. I'm gonna say the best YouTuber from Norway is Quality Muffin 1. I think you're a YouTuber. I'm just gonna say that right away. How old am I? I already said I'm 20 years old. What do I do for a living? I don't really make a living. I'm still a student right now, so I do have a part-time job. I work at a show garden. So in tourism, basically. And is it your big dream to make a living out of YouTube? I mean, sure, it would be great to get super big on YouTube and, you know, have a lot of views. That would be awesome, but I don't think I want to make a living out of it just because, I don't know, it's a hobby, and if it became a job, I feel like I might start, like, you know, compromising content, becoming like a little bit of a view whore. I don't know. I mean, like, I think YouTube is a good hobby. I would rather have a job and do YouTube on the side and have, you know, like, make it big on YouTube on the side and just have it be like a little bit of an extra thing, because I think it'll be pretty stressful and it'll just be kind of weird to make a living out of YouTube. You'd be sitting at home every day just kind of, you know, like playing games. I don't know. I mean, it sounds great, but after a while, I feel like you might want to get out and do things. Next question comes from Poo Costs Ken Curry 1. Do you ever get frustrated with editing? By the way, great quality videos. Thank you. I appreciate that you like my videos. I put a lot of effort into striving for quality. Do I ever get frustrated with video editing? Not so much. Even when I first started, I had a lot of experience with video editing, so it wasn't so much that I would get frustrated with it. Maybe I got frustrated with, you know, like how to export, how to get good quality, so that was a little frustrating. But I'd say what I mostly got frustrated with was when I first started YouTube. I was making thumbnails for my videos and I was like trying to do stuff, but like I was using Photoshop and I never really used Photoshop before. So I was like, I knew exactly what I wanted to do, but I just didn't know how to do it. So I feel like that's probably where I get frustrated, just things like Photoshop and, you know, like making graphics like in After Effects, for example. I'm not very good with After Effects and I know what I want, but I just don't know how to do it. So some things like that I get frustrated in. But video editing, no, not really, because I do have some experience in it. I mean, occasionally I'll get frustrated, but it's usually because I've deleted something. You know, it's usually my fault. It's not really from inability to do things. It's usually just because I've been an idiot. The final question comes from Nicola Raydose. Which game outside of the shooter genre is your favorite? Now, that's an interesting question. I kind of jump over the place. I don't like shooters are probably one of my favorite genres to play, evidently. But I've also played MMOs. Like I've spent time in World of Warcraft. You know, sometimes I'll go through like an RTS stage where I'll play StarCraft for a while. But then at the same time, I'll be like, okay, now I'm gonna play Minecraft for a while. It's not really like I'll play like a few games at a time. I go through like stages. Like I'll play this game, and then I'll play this game. You know, it's like it's kind of all over the place. Like right now, I've been like into Hearthstone all of a sudden, so it's kind of weird. It's kind of all over the place. But shooters probably my favorite. MMOs I like, but it kind of in like doses. Like I don't really like they're big time sink. You know, like I can't sink a lot of time into MMOs all the time. So it's really all over the place. But one thing I will say, I'm not really into so much like single player campaign games, I guess. You know, like I'd rather be playing online with some friends. I don't really like playing on my own so much. I mean, I'll play it sometimes, but it's definitely not my favorite thing, so I will say that. Okay guys, so that's all the questions that we've gone through. I hope you've enjoyed them. If you have any extra questions that I may not have answered, you can always leave a comment on this video and I can just reply via comment. I love doing that on any one of my videos. I try to respond to pretty much everything. So again guys, just the biggest thank you. Thank you so much. I really could not have got, like literally could not have got here without you guys. If you had told me when I first started that one day I'd have 5,000 subscribers, I would have been like, no way, absolutely not. Because like, I mean, before this, like I've tried YouTube before and I was doing just like funny things with my brother or whatever. And like, we never got anywhere. I mean, we tried to, but it was just like, you know, like we were just sitting there like going absolutely nowhere. So to be all of a sudden at like 5,000 subscribers, it just like, it means so much to me, guys. The biggest thank you. Thank you for sticking around, guys. It means the world to me. That's really all I have to say, guys. This has been Asal, and I will catch you guys next time.